Our Voices is a series of short interviews with fighters and survivors of breast cancer that were diagnosed before the age of 40. We are not medical professionals. Being a breast cancer survivor that was diagnosed at the age of 27 and losing my mother that was originally diagnosed at the age of 23, I felt the need to share my story along with the additional stories that you'll hear to help bring awareness to the importance of breast health at any age. If you take nothing else from our stories, please take the time to learn your body and be proactive when you notice a change. Early detection saves lives, and your life is worth saving. Thank you for taking the time to listen to Our Voices.
All right, so today we are back with Jamelle Singleton. She is another young breast cancer survivor who has willingly agreed to do this interview with me, and I'm so thankful for her. So, just before we start, Jamelle, I just want you to confirm again that you are okay with this being publicly shared on a public platform or social media platform.
Yes, I give my consent.
Yes, thank you so much. So I actually met Jamelle through a friend of mine. I think she was your college roommate. Is that right?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Yep. So she was her college roommate, and we're friends. And she reached out to me to let me know she had a friend going through it and asked, could I be a resource? And I, of course, said sure. So that's how Jamelle and I got connected. I definitely know, a little bit about her story, and she has definitely been on a few other public platforms sharing her story, which is amazing because breast cancer is so real for us that are younger than 40. So
Yes.
take a chance to listen to her today, and I hope you enjoy her story. Jamelle, we are ready to go. So my first question to you is, what age were you diagnosed with breast cancer?
I was diagnosed at 33,
Okay.
and I'm now 35.
Okay.
So, mhm.
Gotcha. How was your breast cancer detected, and do you remember what stage the cancer was?
So I detected it myself.
Okay.
I didn't actually have a lump. I actually just had pain.
Oh,
So that was like my first indication. And then I also had some like blood or discharge come from my breast. So that was a second indicator that I knew something was wrong.
oh wow. So I will
Mhm.
say you are the first that I have had that had discharge. I know that's one of the symptoms,
Mhm.
but I
Yeah.
don't know anybody personally that has told me that they have had
Right.
discharge.
Mhm.
I know that had to be scary. Do you mind describing what the discharge looked like?
Yeah, absolutely. It just looked like blood, like just a little bit of blood on my shirt. It started out like on my bed sheets, and I thought I cut my finger or something. I didn't realize that's where it was coming from.
Okay.
And then I noticed a little bit on my shirt, and I was like, okay, I put two and two together. Because I had to go back to the doctor twice for them
Right.
to give me a mammogram to know, like, to give them alert, like something is wrong. I want to get checked out.
Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. And once you actually went to the doctor and found out that it was breast cancer, what stage were you in?
I was stage 3, and it had spread to the lymph nodes in my armpit.
Wow. Okay. So do you remember like your initial thoughts and your initial feelings when the doctor said, Jamelle, you have breast cancer?
Yes, I mean, I was just scared.
Hmm.
That's probably the first word that comes to mind.
Okay.
I lost my mom to cancer like 9 months before that, so it kind of like you know opened up those old wounds, but kind of created some new ones too.
Right.
So yeah, it's scary. I have a 4-year-old daughter, and instantly I thought of her, and um, yeah, I was just really scared.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Of course, I knew that your mom had passed. I just didn't realize that it was so soon between her passing and your diagnosis. So I'm sure that was a tough, tough time for you to go through.
Mhm.
Did you have a history of breast cancer, like outside of your mom?
So I didn't have any immediate family members, but my great aunt on my mom's side and then my aunt on my dad's side had breast cancer. But then again, like my mom didn't have breast cancer, but she had Paget's disease, which is like a rare form of cancer.
Okay.
And my dad had prostate cancer. So there's like a family cancer history, but
Right.
not immediate breast cancer. No, and I didn't have the gene either.
Gotcha, gotcha. And that was going to be my next question. Did you get
Hmm.
tested for the BRCA gene? But what I did know we had in common is my mom had breast cancer too, but my dad also had prostate cancer too. So,
Oh,
my dad had prostate cancer. I was a freshman in college, and
mhm.
he's probably going to kill me if he sees this interview, but whatever. And I came home on my winter break, and my dad was sitting here like with the bag on, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? And my dad did not tell me he had cancer until after I graduated college. So this is entire 4 years. Just because I lost my mom and it was so traumatic, he didn't want me to,
Absolutely.
go through any emotions or thoughts, while I was in college. So I mean, I respect him for that, but at the same time, it was tough. So,
That makes
but
sense.
wow, it's so
Yes.
crazy how much you find out, you have in common with people when you get to having conversation with them.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. So my next question, what type of treatment did you have, and can you just describe your journey for us?
Yes. So I had almost a full year of treatment,
Okay.
and it was several parts that consisted of.
Okay.
It started out with 6 rounds of chemo,
Okay.
and I had the TCHP regimen, which is, let's see how I do, Taxotere, carboplatin, Herceptin, and Perjeta.
Okay.
And there was 2 chemos and then 2 HER2 positive infusions that were related to the kind of cancer that I had,
Gotcha.
which is HER2 positive.
Okay.
So I did 6 rounds of that, which lasted 4 months.
Okay.
And then after that, I had a double mastectomy, and I did not do reconstruction. And then I had 20 rounds of radiation. And lastly, I had to complete 17 rounds of my HER2 antibody treatments. So after I was still getting my HER2 antibody treatments every 3 weeks while I'm getting the mastectomy and while I'm getting the radiation. So it was all happening at the same time. And then I finished those in April of this year.
Okay.
So now I am 5 months, almost 6 months out of treatment now
Okay.
after the full year. Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. So are you going to go back and get reconstructive surgery, or you're just gonna stay as is?
I'm still deciding. I am currently flat right now, and I decided not to get reconstruction at the time,
Okay.
just because I knew that I needed radiation after,
Okay.
and they said that there could be some complications. So I just made the personal decision just to hold off on getting any type of expander or implant, just to give my body time to heal. After going through everything that I went through, it was so much trauma. I
Right.
really just, what's the simplest procedure I can get right now? Because that reconstruction is such a really hard process. They would have to take, I would get the lat flap, which is where they take the muscles from your back to reconstruct.
Right.
And this is huge surgery. So I'm just taking time to figure out if I really want to do it. And I have time to, decide and figure it out, which is the one thing I can control,
Right. And I like that. A lot of people don't realize that, one, you don't have to get reconstructive surgery at the time of the double mastectomy
Right.
or single mastectomy. And as well, like the confidence piece. I mean, I know for myself, it was like, I'm not gonna have boobs, so yeah, I need reconstructive surgery. But now that I'm older and a little more mature, it's like I don't have to have them. And then, of course, there's always risk. Like for those that don't know, you can get breast implants, or you can do what Jamelle is thinking about doing, which is getting like fat and muscle removed to make your breast tissue. And then, with the implants, I chose to implants, but there's so many side effects. You have to go through and get MRIs and scans just to make sure your breast implants are still fine. And then after a certain amount of years, they recommend that you exchange your breast implants. And it's just so many, it's
Yeah, it's a lot
so
of
many
maintenance.
after things with
Yes.
reconstruction. And sometimes just keeping yourself flat, it's easier. There are prosthetics, and you can get prosthetics where you can put on bras that look like boobs, and you have a shirt,
Exactly.
you have cleavage. So it's definitely a personal choice. And I definitely commend you, because I know it can be
Thank
a
you.
hard decision to,
One.
not
Yeah,
want to, get your reconstruction done.
absolutely. I mean, it definitely was an easy decision. And you're right, like, it's a huge part of it as a woman to have boobs. So, but I have found, like, the prosthetics, I mean, no one knows, no one knows at all when you go out. And I mean, I'm comfortable with it. You know what I mean? I'm
Right.
doing and I have to use prosthetics forever, then that's just, then I think I'll be fine with that. As I grow, and as I get older and or mature, as things happen, I might, change my mind at a certain point where I might feel like I'm fully healed and can take on that.
Right.
But like I said, I'm okay being flat right now. It's definitely a change. I'm trying to find different things to wear, and like I can only wear, you know what I mean? Like because
Right.
the change, I don't have the same body anymore. I'm
Right.
embracing my new body and
Right.
just trying to heal from everything, really.
Yes, and you said a key thing, embrace. It's new. Everything before
Yes.
cancer is what was, and what you're walking into now is new, and you have to learn to
Yes.
embrace the new you. And it can be easy, it can be hard, but at the end of the day, like you have to embrace it because you are you, and you can't change what you've gone through. So I definitely commend you for that.
Thank you.
Last question for you. If you could give any type of recommendation or just say anything to women out there who are either going through breast cancer right now or just in regards to breast health in general, what would you say?
Yeah, definitely to all the pink sisters out there. Number one, just stay strong. Um, don't give up. And I know it's hard. But the one thing I would say, the most important thing is just to find a support system.
Mhm.
And if you don't have the family or the friend support system, then there are virtual support systems or local support systems that you can find that can help you through it. So you're not alone.
Right.
And then just to everyone about breast health in general, know your body, check yourself. Just hopefully hearing my story would, help the next person that might be going through this and think like, maybe I should get this checked because it could be something. And
Right.
no one is too young for breast cancer.
Yes, yes, yes. Well, thank you so much, Jamelle. I truly, truly appreciate
Yes, thank
you.
you.
I'm so proud of you and how far you've come in your
Thank you.
journey.
I'm proud of you
Uh,
too.
Thank you. Being able to witness you from the beginning until now, you have
Yeah.
definitely been a trooper. You've been strong. You've been
Thank
amazing. I know,
you.
behind closed doors, we have our moments, but
Yeah.
you fight through those moments and you get back up and start all over again. So I'm proud of you and thank
Thank
you
you.
again.
Thank you so much. You're gonna make me cry.
Don't cry, don't cry. If you do cry, it's good tears. So
Yes, it's happy tears, Jessica. Thank you for having me so much. And this
you're
conversation is
welcome.
always necessary.
Yes,
So
yes,
thank you
yes. The
for
goal is,
having this
yeah, the
conversation.
goal is, yeah, the goal is just to help somebody else. And so I pray that if we only touch one person, that's one more person that, we have, gave
Yes.
motivation and, help encourage them to get through.
Yes, 100%. That's what it's all about.
All right. Well, you have a good day.
You too. Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.